Season 3 of Atlanta is kicking into high gear as we shift into the second half of the third season with white fashion. So, let's talk.
You're not worried about what the streets think?
The streets?
White Fashion is the 6th episode of Season 3 of Atlanta, and we're here to talk about that today. This episode is about a PR nightmare for a white fashion company. They made a shirt that says Central Park in it with the number 5 right in the center of it. What they didn't realize is that it makes reference to the Central Park 5. And just to shout it out, if you haven't seen When They See Us, directed by Ava DuVernay on Netflix, definitely give that one a watch because it's a fantastic miniseries. And after this happens and the fashion company now has to try and stay face, they bring in a team of experts. We've seen this before in the world of black analysts to help them guide them through their PR situations to help them fix this situation so it doesn't happen again and just to stay face, really. So they bring in Paperboy and they bring in a couple other artists. One actor I want to point out is named Fiseo Acne. He plays another one of those experts on the panel, and actually he says he has the most experience with this. He even makes a comment that he hasn't had to pay for a meal in 73 police shootings. So he's used to these companies hiring him to help them stay phased. He basically puts on the show for them. He's the guy who actually says that when they ask Paperboy, one of the media outlets asked Paperboy, when do you think that this is going to end racism, him being on this panel? And he says, fuck no, of course not. Racism is never going to end. You cannot change people's minds. But this guy goes and says, no, we think we can have this with the help of this panel. We can have racism over by 2024. Like, that's possible, but you know, it's just what they want to hear. So there's a lot of comment on that. And then also in this episode, we also followed Darius, and his storyline actually was the one that touched me the most because they ask him for his food order, and he orders jollof rice, which is a Nigerian meal. And one of the girls there, who's in charge of this, says, "I've never heard of that. What is that?" And she's just looking to capitalize on it. But Darius, being the innocent, nice person that he is, takes her to a Nigerian restaurant down the block from them and shows her what it is. And she's just looking to capitalize. She even makes a comment how she cares about the owner, Mimi, and you know, she's so nice and everything, but really, she's not looking into that. He really cares about Mimi because he himself, as he says, is a Niger or a Nigerian, and he really does care about this family-owned restaurant and what they are doing and the kind of food that they are making, and then it's a black community and it's a community feeling in there, and you know, he has a nice relationship with the owner and everything like that, and he really feels welcome there. But unfortunately, this woman is just looking to capitalize on everything. She is looking to buy this restaurant, which we later in the episode see that she does buy this restaurant for her and her husband, and they just turn it into a Niger Bowl food truck kind of restaurant. And unfortunately, that means that we're taking a black-owned business out of the community and giving it to another white-owned business, which is commenting on what has been said a lot about white people, and that is that white people steal a lot of black people's ideas and businesses. This is something we've heard many times. Elvis is a perfect example. He stole a lot of black music and then made it his own, and we've seen this with fashion, hence white fashion and everything is based on black fashion. So we have seen this before, and it is just trying to show you that this does happen. This happens a lot, that white people or just any kind of business in general will steal an idea if it means that they can capitalize on it. That's another thing that this episode is trying to talk to you about, is capitalism. Because later in the episode, when we get back to Alfred's character and what he is doing, he is actually genuinely on this board trying to make changes that will help the black community. Unfortunately, not everybody else on this board is doing that. They are looking for personal gain. At least on the outside looking in, it seems like they're looking for personal gain. You know, they're looking for Black Panther 2 tickets, which apparently is going to star Whoopi Goldberg and Lorenz Tate. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but fingers crossed on that, because I do love myself some Lorenz Tate, so that does work for me. And I hope it's true. But they're looking, that's what they care about. They care more about that, or getting a round-trip business class ticket, or somebody else on the panel wants them to buy her books. And he actually genuinely cares about reinvesting into the black communities. Unfortunately, the one guy explains to him that is not possible. That is taking business from them. And do you think that a business is going to agree to lose money in favor of you and your community? Even if it's a good idea that would actually make the world a better place? Unfortunately, that's not how capitalism works. Yeah, that's why you need a non-profit, he explained. So he is explaining to him that he's been doing this for a long time. From the outside looking in, it does seem terrible, but really what he's trying to do is take that money that they are going to eventually invest into his charities and make good of it. And that's the best we can do. Unfortunately, because the way the system is designed, it's not going to help them completely. These businesses are still going to do what is best for them. Even if they try and make it spin, or like, just like this, we've seen this a million times out in the real world, but like this is, even though this is a fictional situation, this does happen, where a company just tries to stay face, even if they don't genuinely care about it, because the media can spin it and make it seem like they are a real heartwarming, family-owned company, but really they don't care, they just want your dollar. And that's the way the world works, that's the way it's set up, and I love that they showed that in this episode. Actually, I really thought it was well done, and the stuff with Darius really hurt me, actually, because he really did care about them, and he just saw what happened. He didn't even see it coming that's what he actually has such a good heart that he believed that this woman actually really did care about learning about Nigerian food, and he took her there out of the kindness of his heart, and she just used it to capitalize. And that really did kind of hurt me. Let's talk about the Van of the situation, shall we? Because Van makes her appearance back in here, played by Zazie Beetz for the first time in a few weeks, other than little small appearances, and she's only in this episode actually for a little bit as well, and she has her own storyline going. We don't know where she's been. Aaron finally finds her in a hotel, and he asks her, where you been? Like, you know, all he did was give me the thumbs up emoji, and she says, oh, I've been shopping. I actually got this 80s wig, which then prompts a white lady to come in and accuse her of stealing. Now, we don't actually know if she did or didn't steal this wig. There's no way to prove it. Ern jumps in there and actually says to them, like, we bought this down this block at Christine's. Now, he wasn't there to know for sure if she bought that at Christine's or not. That's just what she told him, and he's going to believe his fiance. But she might have actually stole this wig. We don't know, because it does seem like Van has some kind of mental issue going on that she's dealing with. I'm not too sure what, but she is going through something pretty serious, I think, in her life right now that they are going to address in the future episodes. Now, as far as a writing thing goes, I'm not too sure if maybe Zazie Beetz' schedule is what caused her to have a limited run in the series for this season, because, like we've said, she hasn't really been around too much. The only two scenes that we actually get to see her in are in the hotel lobby, and then later in the hotel room with Ern. When he wakes up the next morning to the phone ringing, she's gone again. She's disappeared again. We don't know where she's gone. So I feel like Van is definitely going through something emotionally, but as far as why she's not in the show this much this season, which I have seen a lot of complaints online, and I'm one of those complaints. I would have liked a lot more Zazie Beetz. She's one of the 4 main characters, so I could understand the disappointment, because I feel that same disappointment. I do like the mystery of what is going on with her, so I'm curious to see where they go. I would love to know, though, I gotta be honest. I'm hoping that we get some revelations in the next few weeks about this, but definitely curious about that. And that woman, that white woman, it's just disgusting, because that does happen, how she's just coming in there. Even if she's right, you can't grab somebody, make a citizen's arrest like that. That is just disgusting, how she just grabbed her and thought that was okay. Like, the hotel did the right thing by kicking her out. It's still crazy to me that people think that that's okay to do. But she did think that was okay, and the hotel kicked her out, so we moved on from there. Now, I don't know where we're going with the rest of this season, but this was a very enjoyable episode. I still think that the 2 episodes not including the main cast are the 2 episodes that are the best of the season, which, again, still blows my mind. But I do think this show is still great. Actually, Donald Glover sent out a tweet this week asking if, because a lot of people have had complaints about this season, I guess in comparison to season 1 and 2, and I am really enjoying this 3rd season. Personally, yes, only complaint I have had this season has been the lack of Zazie Beetz. But that is not going to ruin the entire show for me. The show is still great. I still look forward to every episode every week. I watch the episode twice before I do my review, and I enjoy both watch-throughs. I watch it once just for fun with my wife, and then just once with a critical eye on everything, and I enjoy both. So, I am still very much enjoying Atlanta Season 3. What do you guys think of Atlanta Season 3? Has it lived up to your expectations? Have you been disappointed? If you're a new fan of the show, are you enjoying it? Do you want to go back and watch the first 2 seasons? Please let me know in the comment section below. And guys, as always, thank you for being a fan of Let's Talk, and please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends.